So we know how people in power and conservatives use culture wars in order to distract and diffuse us from challenging institutions of power, right? And I want to talk about how the attacks on trans and LGBT people factor into this. The first time I was ever hit on by a grown man, I was about 13 or 14 years old. I still had braces in my teeth. And if you ask a lot of women about the first time that they had encountered something like that, they will often say 11, 12, 13, 14 years old.
AOC this week put out that video talking about the misdirection that sometimes comes from groomers or general sexual predators whenever they're talking about LGBTQ folks, talking about trans community, talking about anyone else that they want to misdirect you to look at while they go pull these things off, because she has some experiences throughout her childhood, sadly, where she ran across some inappropriate men saying and doing things towards her. So, anybody who might be offended by this because they got called out would then respond. Enter this guy who then tweeted, apparently his handle was Gender Studies for Men. AOC claiming the men were hitting on her when she was 11, 12, or 13. That's pure BS. At that age, 304s like her are literally lying awake at night, fantasizing that they are so sexually powerful that men are hitting on them. I'm trying to figure out where this makes any sense and how this helps this guy out. But apparently 304s, by the way, my producers didn't help me, but I looked it up yesterday when I saw this. 304 is a hose, by the way, because, when you were in third grade, you flip your calculator upside down and you could write words. So that's literally where they got it from. And these are people that they expect to be taken seriously. Still, after that happened, he decided to put himself out there like that and wave all those red flags about who he is. Then folks jumped on. Countless women jumped on and gave their own stories of being harassed, hit on as a child, because it happens all the time. Here's one person. She said, so me waking up walking up to the gas station, having grown men honk their horns and catcall me when I was 12 years old was just completely fake and made up? Yeah, okay, buddy. This woman, Jessica, says, first time it happened to me, I'd just turned 11. It was a shoe salesman at Nordstrom. Thankfully, my mother was there. That people don't believe women about this stuff boggles my mind. There's another. She says, weird men say this. Women are hideous and hit the wall the millisecond they hit 25. Women, weird men have been creeping on me since I was a child. And then weird men, that's pure fantasy. The craziness is that's part of their fantasy, is that they then approach these folks. The stories that I've heard from women friends of mine from college on, it's horrific. There's things that you hear all the time, and it may make you understand why maybe if you're walking down the street at night and you see someone approaching you and you look a little, who knows what you look like, sometimes people fear off the sidewalk and go around you because they're alone. And you go, how dare you? You don't know me. That's the point. And they've had multiple bad experiences. I have an idea for these guys. Talk to your friends. If you're offended by the way women respond to you sometimes, talk to your friends. Talk to your family. And when you see them doing these things, because I've seen folks that I've associated with doing these things, and you go, yo, you might want to chill with that, because that ain't right. And actually, you might make people like me look bad. Why are we going to the victims of these types of things rather than some of the culprits of these types of things? One more piece here was, because this guy apparently, we assume it's the same guy because the name is the same, he apparently publishes his own books, the one who was pushing back on AOC, and these popped up somewhere. One of them is how to avoid, this is one of the big red flags, how to avoid false accusations of rape, self-defense in the feminist state, because that's where these accusations come from. Also another one, Women of the Klan, Foundations of Modern Feminism. And oddly, some of these folks who like to talk about where feminism is done to folks and how it's associated with the Klan here, support people that support the Klan. Just gonna point that out for you guys. And one more, rape hysteria, lying with rape statistics, female sex predators. Yo, just calm down, live your life, eat some dinner, and try and think of a way to approach humans without thinking about it's all about you being this victim all the time. But still, it'll never change. It's all selling.
Yeah, I mean, allow people to speak their truth. This idea that AOC could not be telling the truth about her own experience of dealing with men who were creepy or, obviously immoral and trying to hit on young women. I I don't know why you need to jump out the window with that. Like, your personal experience might be that, yeah, you didn't talk to little kids when you became an adult, and bravo, good for you. You're a decent citizen in that regard. You know, you get a gold sticker for that. But that doesn't mean that this stuff doesn't exist. And to imply that it doesn't, I think is quite naive and stupid, to be real, because we do fetishize youth a lot
100%.
in our pop culture. And, like, you know, just look, I happen to be really close with somebody who works at a major social media company, and a big part of their effort is curtailing this kind of stuff on the internet from people reaching out to younger people, even though they're way older. This is not fake. This is real.
Absolutely. And again, if you actually stop and pay attention, you've seen it. Trust me, you've seen it. You've heard it. Yep. Some of that happening. You talk about the fetishizing of the youth. Think about how when we just see a celebrity, this is common. This isn't something that's specific to, you know, whatever conservatives may be trying to hide or some of that stuff. It's so common. Think about how when you see an actress that starts and she's like 14, and then there's this countdown until she's an adult. It happens all the time, and it's very open. People are like, oh, I can't wait till she's 18. What are you going to do when she's 18? And why are you waiting until she's 18? This famous person that wants nothing to do with you and doesn't know that you exist. But still, we have this weird thought process to follow after young folks and wait until they're old enough for you to have these disgusting thoughts about. It's the weirdest thing in the world, but we've normalized it to the point where when people say, hey, yo, that's not cool, they go, look at you back in this feminist agenda. Yeah, you look like the bad guy. You're the bad guy. So these red flags are popping up all over the place. And, you know, I guess they're not really worried about it because we don't do anything about it.